Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Respected viewers, dear students and my dear colleagues, I hope you are all well, doing well among your respective homes. First of all, let me beg apologize that I wasn't available to you people in my last Friday session, lecture series, because of my certain prior engagements. So now it's Tuesday series. I'm here as per routine to you people. Let me recapitulate you first of all. What we are discussing, the students of class 10th, we are talking about your chapter number 3rd, that's entitled as this democracy and the diversity, and we are going to conclude this chapter today, inshallah. And the last talk which we were discussing about, the subtopic which I have touched last time rather, that was the three determinants, the three factors that were deciding the outcome of the social and the politics of the social division. The three factors which were responsible for this thing, to determine the politics of the social divisions. The three factors, these three factors, dear students, were, the first of all was that how the people perceive their identities. It means that when there is a heterogeneity within the society, where there is a the different diversities within the society, particular societies. So in that very particular society, how the people perceive their identities. If they feel that we are compatible with the majority, or if they feel that in the heart of their hearts we are inferior, so that should be the case that that decides the politics of the situation of the social diversity. And the next point is that if there is a lot of diversity within the society, if there is a majority and a minority groups, if there is a the Adivasi type peoples, or we can say the people who are living among the slums, or the people who are living wretched classes, the downtrodden sections. So the concern is how the political leaders raise the demands of their community. That becomes my point number second, that becomes my factor number second to decide the politics of the social divisions. So the demands must be written with the framework of the constitution. So the statement here which I am raising here, that is that how the political leaders are constitutionally trying to address the problems of that very particular community. The way we witness in the same case when we talk about Sri Lanka, they try to address the problem of the people, they try to amend the constitution. A lot of times, abundance of situations, and in India as well, we can witness a situation where the people who belong to the different castes, different colors, they are represented there very willfully and differently. And so the amending the constitution once and again, particularly to represent the grievance of the people, that also represents the politics of the social divisions. So Sri Lanka is the best example where the Sinhalese were represented. When they were talking about this Tamils, and when there is a tussle, a tug of war between the Tamils and the peoples of the Sinhala groups, the nationalists of the Sri Lanka. And the third determinant factor is that how the government reacts to the demands of the people. Means, one second one was the political leaders, how they are addressing is. Now the existing government, auxiliary students, the government is the wing that's the functioning the system. We willingly to share the power, accommodate reasonable demands. The first point is that is the government really ready to share the demands of the people? They are going to separation of the power. They are going to do the federal structure. They are going to empower those sections who feel themselves that we are inferior. We are not represented at the center. We are living among the peripheries. We are not represented by the center. We are not given the absolute identity. We are not given the absolute chances to address our representatives and to address our voices. And the case we witnessed in the Belgium and Sri Lanka, where the people try to divide the power, and India is the best example where we talk about federalism. You talk about the United States of America, we do have the dual citizen concept, where we can say the federal structure is working there in its letter and separate. So the government is a reaction. How the government wing is going to divide their power, to have the concept of power sharing, where the diversity is represented. So we can say these elements, these three determinants, the things which we discussed in my last subtopic, that can be beautifully and the best way, the best approach, that's a democratic type of government. That's what I earlier said to you, that it's democracy and the diversity. These are the two opposite and contrary terms. When the diversity is there, it can be only accommodated by the democracy. Dear students, well, let's have a quick glance or the quick glimpse to this next picture, picture number second. There are two soccer balls, two footballs are there. In the ball, first you will see equally the white spots and the black spots equally distributed. In the figure, in the ball 2 here, we can say the half white and half black. If I'm posing a very common sense question to you people, just say me which one among the two balls is. Okay, dear students, so I was talking about these two, the picture number 2, where there are two soccer balls. Soccer ball 1 having the different colors equally distributed, and the second one is that's unevenly distributed. The half of the second ball is black in color, and one half is that's white in color. So according to you, if I'm posing a question to you, which one among the two balls you feel that's pretty good looking? I must feel that your option will be ball 1, because there are so many small political divisions which are better than a single big division. Here I am, these black dots and the white dots are representing the diversities. They are representing the diversity and variations within a particular country or a particular states. So if this the divisions and the variations and the varieties are equally distributed, if the margins are equally distributed, if the profits are equally distributed, it means that every class of the society or the section will get progress, and the social justice will be done to every section of the society. So we can say the egalitarian system, where the equality will be executed in its letter and spirit, in its originality. And in the ball 2, we can see there that the half of the population is black. You can say like this: the half of the population is black, and the one half is that's white. It means that this is the majority section, and it's the minority section. The minority is at the black one. It's at the cost of the white people. And the white are enjoying the every rights at the cost of the black. So here we can say that the small divisions in a particular state are better than a single big division. So here in the below figure, we are having the big black division, and above we are having the small spots of black and white. They represent equal distribution of the powers, resources, justice done to every section of the society. What we can simply say that the social divisions, if not be represented equally, if the democracy is not going to accommodate equally, it means that we are having the two extreme poles. One can be the north pole like this, and second can be the south pole like this black one. So this pole game or the dichotomy will ultimately lead to this harmony, this disharmony, imbalances, clashes, ethnic variations within a particular society. So dear students, it was a brief recapitulation and certain new ideas which I jotted down today, which I shared with you people. Hope you may have understood the concept that how the politics is played at the social divisions. So the subtopic which I have, the last one that I have chosen to you people here, that is something very bizarre and precarious to mention. We are going to talk about, as per the last syllabus, the diversity in the state of Jammu and Kashmir. That's why here I have here with me the political political map of the Jammu and Kashmir state, erstwhile Jammu and Kashmir state, which is now the Union Territory. Dear students, if we talk about the Jammu and Kashmir state, that was having the special stats under 370, but after its abrogation by the central government, we do have now this its new stats, what we simply call the Union Territory stats. So let me define here the Union Territory to you. It's that part of the land, that part of the country or the mainland that is directly governed by the center, and there are certain caretaker governments, like we are having the LG government this time here in the state of Jammu and Kashmir, Lieutenant Governor. Anyways, let's cut short the discussion. Let's come to the point here. I am talking to you here that the diversity within the state of Jammu and Kashmir, erstwhile Jammu and Kashmir state. Dear students, if you talk about the population of Jammu and Kashmir, it has a mosaic demographic composition that comprises the people which are belong to the various linguistics, various ethnic groups, various religious groups, and various regional identities. So in my Jammu and Kashmir state, likewise, we saw at the international level, then we saw at the national level, like now here at the state level, at the lost, because it is a lost subtopic which I am discussing with you people. That is, it's a mosaic demographic. Mosaic demographic means simply, dear students, where you are having, where we are having the variations among the demography, means among the population composition, regional, linguistics, ethnics, religious, regional, and the cultural as well, and the colors as well. Here, in my state of Jammu and Kashmir, the people share many differences as well as the similarities. We are having the different similarities as well as the different variations. The identities, however, cross-cut each other, which in part provide the basic for the harmonious interactions across different cultural groups. So, we are having here this such sort of balances, such sort of balance system that creates the harmony within the system, and every section of the society, every chunk of the population is equally represented, that we don't feel that we are some sort of prejudice, some sort of discrimination, some sort of variations, or they are annihilated, they are eliminated, they are executed, they are strangulated by any particular. Okay. So yes, students, so let's have here, I was talking about the state of Jammu and Kashmir, that was erstwhile state of Jammu and Kashmir. So how the voice of the people are represented. So this mosaic diversity, mosaic demographic composition, where there is variation among the ethnic lines and the religious lines, cultural lines, regional lines. So how this is balanced, how it is equally given the accommodation by the constitution. So for this sake, the Jammu and Kashmir state was having its separate constitution, having a lot of having various articles. So here I am going to mention certain articles of the Jammu and Kashmir state, erstwhile state, by which we can have the information, understanding of this thing, how the powers are distributed and to the grassroots level. The students, if we talk about the Article 16 of the Constitution of Jammu and Kashmir, that's the organization of village panchayats. So we are having this, what I have said to you in the second lecture or the second unit, when I was talking to you about this democratic decentralization, and where the power is divided from the center to the state, and lastly to the state to this local self-governance. So we are having, as per the article of the erstwhile state of Jammu and Kashmir, the Article 16 talks about the implication, organization of the village panchayats, means to establishment of the village panchayats among the local levels, means we are having the concept of panch and the sarpanch, that's a village local level, rural level, what I simply call. Article 18 talks about the separation of the judiciary from the executive. When we talk about the separation of the judiciary from the executive, we simply believe in the separation of the powers. When we say the legislature, legislative wing, executive wing, and a judiciary wing, there should be no intermingling, there should be no cross-mingling, they should not overwhelm to each other, they should not interfere to each other, there should be equal balance of the power between the three units of the government. Article 25 talks about the duty of the state to foster the equality and the secular system. So when it talks about the 25 talks about to foster the equality and secularism, means to every equal to equality or the respect. Secularism, to me, it means that in a dictionary of politics, it means simply that to have equal respect to every religion of the state, means no one is the official religion for the state, what we simply call the concept of secularism, the ideology that believes in the equal respect to every religion. There is no state religion for the particular state. Next is the Article 49, Article 50, Article 145, and Article 46, establishment of the Academy of the Development and the Diverse Cultures. Means, dear students, where you are having the establishment of cultural academies for the development of the diverse cultural activities like different language, Dogri, Dardi, Pahari, Ladakhi, Gojri, Punjabi. So these different languages and different dialects are given the equal representation, and they are given the equal recognition under the Constitution of Jammu and Kashmir state. That's what its Article 146 speaks. So this was a brief introduction at the conclusion of my erstwhile state, Jammu and Kashmir, where we saw and we witnessed that this different diversity is also there, that this diversity is safeguarded, it is recognized, it is safeguarded, it's given the constitutional status by the Constitution of Jammu and Kashmir erstwhile states. So dear students, it was all the last lecture all about this democracy and diversity. I tried to internationalize the issues, then nationalize it, and lastly at the state level I tried to point out certain things from the context of the Jammu and Kashmir erstwhile state, from its constitutional point of view, where I represented the Jammu and Kashmir states, its safeguard and its preservance and its care for the its mosaic demographic composition. Hope you have understood the concept of the democracy and diversity. Till then, I will catch you back. Take care and Allah Hafiz.